EA sent over Dragon Age The Veilguard, and in my first playthrough, I wanted not just some of the particle effects, I wanted too many particle effects. So of course, I went Mage. The Mage is a class with a lot of depth if you want it to be, since it has two entirely different weapons that can build into vastly different playstyles. Its spells can also be modified and synergized in some pretty cool ways. After putting now 100 hours into playing a Mage though, I do want to pass on everything important I've learned so far. So, I'm Alex, and here's a few tips for being a better Mage in Dragon Age The Veilguard. Before I get into some of the deeper mechanics, I have a really easy equation to figure out which specialization you should pick when your Mage hits level 20. If you've only been using the Orb and Dagger up to that point because you prefer its moveset, Spellblade makes that playstyle even better. If you've been using primarily the Staff, Evoker gives you more options with it. Or if you like to mix it up and use a little bit of both weapons equally, the Deathcaller is more of an all-around specialization that also gives a boost to your ranged beam attack. Okay, now I'm going to focus on the Orb and Dagger first. This is your close combat option, and to be effective with this weapon, you need to be building up arcane marks with light attacks to stack them into the Arcane Bomb status effect. Then you can trigger the Arcane Bomb to explode with a heavy attack for extra damage output. There's 3 important skills for the Orb and Dagger which improve its core moveset. Spirit Blade, then in the Spellblades tree, Spirit of Vengeance, and Veil Flurry. Veil Flurry unlocks a circular area of effect attack that can paint arcane marks on multiple enemies around you. You do this by hitting light attack, light attack, light attack, and then hold that third input. You can increase the range of this attack by immediately inputting the double dodge after triggering it, since the AoE moves along with your character's movement. This is useful for modifying how the Veil Flurry hits, or to cast it from further away and then jump into range when it's spinning around you. The Spirit Blade and Spirit of Vengeance upgrades will instead let you throw out the dagger to multi-hit with a boomerang style attack. So light attack, heavy, heavy. However, there's more ways to combo with this than what the game mentions. In between the first throw out of the dagger and the second, there's an open input for an additional attack while the blade is out spinning that won't break the combo string. Example, you can input light attack, heavy attack, then either a quick light attack or even a charged light attack, followed immediately by heavy attack right as that animation ends. You could also swap in a jumping light attack before you hit that finisher, a quick pop of one of your runes, or you could do a double dodge to increase the distance the blade needs to travel to return to you. Useful for retreating back and scooping up a few extra hits as the blade travels backwards along with you. Now, some other important upgrades that make the Orb and Dagger's Arcane Bomb combo even more effective are Demolisher, which increases the amount of Arcane Bombs you can stack, and Bigger Blast, which increases Arcane Bombs damage by 15%. Down in the Spellblades tree, Orbital Blast makes the Arcane Bomb trigger a small AoE effect around the primary target. Conductivity will spread the Arcane Bomb status effect to nearby enemies after the main target is destroyed. And there's another Demolisher passive down here for the Spellblade as well. You can also enchant your weapon with an upgrade that increases the Arcane Bomb's damage by 25%. Some gear can add further bonuses to the Orb and Dagger's Arcane Bomb effect. The Orb and Dagger has a lot to it if you go looking for that extra depth. Now I want to talk about area abilities for a little bit because they're some of my personal favorites. There's 2 upgrades that modify area type abilities called Breathing Room, which increases the radius of area abilities. If you combine both of those, it makes a huge difference in the crowd control and damage potential of those type of spells. If you pick the Evoker specialization, the Entropic Sphere can grow pretty large, and it sucks up nearby enemies into a nice little clump for the Mage to nuke. If you're not playing Evoker, Balara actually comes with the Galvanized Tier ability, which accumulates enemies into one spot in a similar way. There's other skills out there that increase the power of area abilities, along with certain enchantments, but I really like this one that actually makes blast abilities cost 50 less mana. You'll find this down in the Spellblades tree. The Meteor spell is an area and blast type, so that upgrade reduces its cost to just be 1 mana node, and the cooldown of Meteor is pretty fast. So if you want to just spam constant Meteor showers, this is one option for your mage. Let's go deeper into how a mage can get a higher mana pool and regenerate mana faster. There's a Fade Conduit passive right here, which gives you 50 extra total mana, and another one if you skill up into the Deathcaller specialization. There's also a Meditation passive right here that increases your regeneration of mana, and another one up towards the top that stacks along with that. There's enchantments for gear that give you more total mana or increase its regeneration or generation from attacking. If you're really desperate for mana, you can instead drain your health in place of mana with this greater passive for the Deathcaller. The most reliable way a mage can quickly and freely get all their mana back though is from the skill Channeled Thoughts. Then when you hold block and light attack, you will stand in place and conjure back mana into yourself. This can be really useful for any type of mage that needs a lot of mana, especially later in the game when you have a big chunky mana reserve you need to earn back. Now a few ways to get some more out of the staff. The staff gets this extra meter that accumulates energy, and that can be released to power a few different attacks. A heavy attack will blast it out in a wave of energy in front of you. Holding heavy attack charges energy by draining mana. Sprinting into a heavy attack will detonate it into a circular AoE around you, or you can jump and heavy attack to do a similar effect. However, if you get the Knight of Staves skill up in the Evoker's tree, this unlocks an entirely different way to detonate that energy. Then doing a light attack, heavy attack will send out a ground projectile that explodes at its point of impact, more potent the higher the staff's energy level. This is a useful way for a mage to hang back and throw out AoE blasts while your main abilities are on cooldown. Other important upgrades for the staff's energy are Staff Mastery in the Evoker tree, which improves your light attack damage, but also adds a 4th charge bar to the staff's energy. That 4th bar makes it more powerful. The Light Armor Mastery skill improves the charge rate of energy and increases the range of energy-based attacks, if you're wearing all light armor. Also, an enchantment can further increase the generation of staff energy. The staff will keep you back at a little safer distance, but can be just as powerful as your Orb Dagger. The staff can also be used to go a fully ranged beam mage if you build it out right. Even though it's an elemental beam attack, headshots do apply to your ranged attacks because reasons, and also the beam from your first ultimate ability can headshot as well. There's some skills you're going to need to go a full-time beam mage though. Death Surge lets you overcharge the beam to deal 200% damage at the cost of 200% mana. And Soul Burn will consume 50 mana to send out a strong detonating blast from that beam. Electric Armor increases mana regen, makes ranged attacks drain less of your mana, and improves weak point damage, like headshots. But to get those effects, you do need to have on 2 different types of armor, so like a medium chest piece and a light helm. The Invigorating Beam skill for the Deathcaller is also pretty good, since it gives you health back over time when hitting with the beam. You can also find gear that further reduces the mana cost of ranged attacks, which is pretty important since the beam constantly consumes mana when it's channeled. Combine all of those effects and you can turn this game into a third-person shooter, if that's a playstyle you're looking for. Alright, that's it for now, but after you've put some time into your mage, tell me your favorite way to destroy stuff. Big AoEs, snares, ailments, Orb Dagger, the staff, or something else I haven't even thought of yet. Let me know. If you're instead playing a rogue or warrior, hey there, thanks for watching this. Why not? Okay, I'm Alex, and I'll see you soon in the next one.